Good morning. We're having ourselves a little morning in Soho. I just got here and the first order of business is coffee, but I found this spot of sunlight and I just need to take a moment because it's been so cloudy and so cold that this is just amazing. Coincidentally, right next to this spot of beautiful sunshine is La Cabra, so we are starting there with some coffee and some pastries, and then we're gonna go from there. After that coffee, I feel so ready to take on the day, and I have a few stores on my list this morning that I really want to go to in Soho, starting with VIVAIA, who's actually sponsoring today's video. You guys know that I've worked with VIVAIA before and I love their shoes, and when I found out that they actually have a store in Soho that caught my eye last time I was walking around here, they kindly invited me in to take a look, so that is what we're doing today. We're gonna go have a look around their store, and I'm dying to try on a few more styles because I obviously have two already at home, but they have such a selection, so I love that you can try them on right here in Soho. Let's go. VIVAIA makes earth-friendly shoes designed to be comfortable with a stretch knit fabric that is water repellent, and some styles even have a thicker walking sole, which is perfect for New York City. I love the silver studs on this ballet flat, it's so on trend. And you guys always ask me for shoe recs to walk around New York City, and a comfy loafer is a city essential. You can also accessorize your shoes with these cute little bows and pick any color that you want to match to the style. I chose these brown bows to go with these brown flats, and I think it's so cute and adds a little bit of extra detail. And then these boots caught my eye. Oh my gosh, luscious chocolate brown, and it was love at first sight. They're so comfortable, and I love the little heel. It really dresses it up and adds a little bit of interest, and this has to be my overall favorite pair that I tried. Chic and comfortable for a day in the city. These are my VIVAIA picks: the Regina Pro booties, the Margot 2.0 flats, the Michelle 2.0 spring special, and the Francesca loafers. I'll make sure to leave them all linked down below. Thanks for having me, VIVAIA. Just finished trying on inside VIVAIA, and the store staff is super nice, so if you're in the area, you should definitely check it out. The shoes are extremely comfortable. They are the perfect city shoe. I have two pairs at home, one of the flats and one of the boots, and both of them feel like sock material. It is water resistant, and you can even toss your flats into the washing machine, which is incredible because, as we know, a little bit dirty in New York City. So if you want to restore them to pristine condition, you can wash those shoes. So they are so versatile, flexible, and like forgiving to wear. So like I said, definitely recommend checking out the store. And if you are interested, I'm also going to drop all the links to the shoes I tried on below. Utterly obsessed with the color palette. Loving all of the browns, the nudes, the blacks, and the different kinds of styles that they have. Thanks again so much to VIVAIA for sponsoring today's video. And now we are going to head to a few more spots. I just successfully stopped by Bloomingdale's because my mom has been eyeing the Chanel summer nail polish collection, but the color that she wanted was sold out online, so I managed to snag it. It's a lovely turquoisey pool color, basically. She loves all things blue, so right up her street. And I'm surprised that they're already sold out, but I guess they came out really early and people snap them up. So now we are headed to a furniture store that I have bookmarked because there's a bed frame that I want to look at. I don't think that we are switching out our bed frame anytime soon, but it just looks so nice online, and I noticed they have a store in Soho, so that is where we are headed next. Was incredibly beautiful inside. The showroom is so aesthetic, and I love how they show you all the different materials, and there's even a design studio to piece together the exact piece with materials that you want, and a little cafe just to hang out downstairs. And now we are headed to Washington Square Park because the day is turning into a really beautiful, like sunny, milder winter day, and I haven't been there in a while, so that is where we're going now. I was walking by Pop-Up Bagels and couldn't resist because there was no line. And I got 6, but the guy was so nice because I think it's about closing time for them that he just put a bunch in my bag. And I got a scallion cream cheese, so mid-morning snack has been secured. To round out the afternoon, I just stopped by Goods for the Study. This is McNally Jackson's stationery business, and if you're at all a paper person, then I highly recommend checking it out, especially this time of year when you want to put ideas to paper, you're planning things, maybe you need an actual planner. They have journals, stationery, cards, pens, notebooks, everything amazing. So definitely head over here. It's near NYU and Washington Square Park, so really good location. And I am now going to head home and enjoy the rest of the afternoon with Luca and Jackson. Hello, good morning. I am coming to you from my bedroom because it's cold and I want to be cozy, and we are closing out this video with a Q&A, so I thought I would be comfortable while I chat with you guys. I promised you a Q&A back in December, and I'm finally making it happen. Apologies for the delay, but there are a lot of new faces here, and I wanted to make sure that we cover some of the basics and then get into some more other questions that you guys sent me on Instagram and YouTube. I have my tea, and this mug has been highly requested every time I post it, so I'll leave a link in the description below in case you're interested, but let's get into it. And I'm going to start with the basics. If you're new here, then my name is Chantal. I live in Brooklyn with my toddler and husband in an apartment that we rent, and I'm originally from Germany. I came here when I was 10 years old, and my family moved us to the States, spent middle school and high school in Florida, and then ended up in the Northeast because of college. And New York City is our home. It has been for 10 years. I love it here. We don't plan to move, and one day my dream is a brownstone, but you know, we're just gonna keep manifesting that. We have been able to kind of mix in some of the German traditions, and I do try to teach Luca some German words, and whenever we visit my family who lives in Connecticut, we also speak German. So I've been trying to kind of like give him a little bit of a bilingual base. And Christmas is super fun because we do Christmas on Christmas Eve. We unwrap presents on the night of the 24th, and we have Nikolaus on the 6th of December with little presents in your boots. So you'll have seen all of that in Vlogmas. Those are, I would say, like the major German moments throughout the year that we continue to maintain. It all kind of happens around the holidays, but for the most part, you know, we're just living that American life. And I do sometimes, though, crave German food, and nothing has ever come close until I went to Cafe Zabarski last year. I'm completely obsessed. You'll have seen that my mom and I went there in my last vlog because I've been dying to show her. They have schnitzel. They have amazing German cakes. I wouldn't even call them cakes. They're like confectionery. They're patisserie. They're really good. Their entire menu is amazing, and it's very cozy. It's one of my happy places in Manhattan for sure, and it brings back such nostalgia. So I highly recommend, if you're German or you love German food, to check it out. It's also in New Gallery, so you can go up and see the collection when you're done eating. There's the fast version of me. And if you have any more specific questions, definitely list them below and I can try to answer. But everybody else who's been here a while, I don't want to bore you. So let's move on to question number 2. There were a lot of questions about whether or not I still have my full-time job or if I'm back to full-time YouTube. And yes, I am still full-time employed. I have a 9-to-5. I work as a product manager in the tech industry, and I work on a product for construction. So I studied architecture. I love buildings deeply, and I love being still involved in the built environment, but in a different way. So I really enjoy my job. It is very stressful sometimes. And so sometimes I miss a video, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm just trying to balance it, and it's just not, you can't do it all, even though everybody says they want to. It's really stressful sometimes, so I apologize, but usually YouTube takes a little hit when I haven't had the time to gallivant around because I've had so much work to do. But I'm trying to bring you one video a week, so thank you so much for sticking with me. And usually I try to update you in the community posts and on Instagram if my upload days move around. They used to be always on Sundays. Now it's sometimes Sundays, sometimes Wednesdays, depending on where I find the time to shoot and edit. And yeah, it's a little bit more flexible this year, and I really appreciate you guys for understanding. But I really love having a full-time job alongside YouTube because I find that I need the intellectual stimulation. It's a whole other side of me. that I get to exercise every day. And then I get to have my creative hobby that is YouTube and really pour my passion and energy into creating these videos for you and still have it be fun while earning enough money to make a living here in New York City. Because yes, if we're being honest, it's very expensive living here, and having 1.5 jobs is kind of a blessing. It's a lot of work, but it definitely helps create some fun money and some like cushion for us to be able to go do all these fun things and show you guys on YouTube. So yeah, there were a lot of questions about whether or not we rent or we own, etc. We definitely rent our apartment. I'm not going to share how much we pay per month, but you can look up the average rents in New York City. They're very high. So we try to balance it out by having, multiple sources of income, and YouTube definitely helps. And that being said, I know that you guys have probably noticed I have a few more sponsorships as of late, and that's all thank you to you. I've been getting a lot of fun opportunities to work with brands and go shoot in their stores or go show off their products online, and all of the things I'm showing I'm loving, and so I'm never going to feature something that I don't believe in, but some of these partnerships are really exciting, so I really appreciate all your engagement and understanding that this is what helps run this channel. And it is so fun to be able to kind of put a different creative spin on some of the things that I love to wear and use. The next one is kind of a fun one. The question is, what is your favorite season? How do you navigate the winter months, and what is your winter routine? Guys, I hate winter. I really, really, really don't like it, especially January and February. They're such a drag. It's so cold, and like none of the trees have leaves, so everything looks a little bit more dilapidated, and like when you're trying to romanticize your life in New York City, like January is not it. But it is a little bit cheaper to travel here during those months. So I know that some of you guys have booked trips instead of during Christmas, right during January or February. And I get that. So I still go outside and I still enjoy my time in New York, but I sort of like tailor it to the weather because the weather can be very nasty. So basically, you're gonna have to find indoor activities for most of the time. When it gets really cold, my number one tip is to go seek out some free galleries or a museum. We have so many good art museums, and I often forget about them when we're out and about enjoying the sunshine and the long evening hours. During the winter, it's so cold that I love spending time in the Met, the MoMA, the Guggenheim, Salon 94. Those are all on kind of the east side to Midtown. And then the Whitney has an amazing view, the Chelsea Art Galleries. I'll actually leave my video that I did on like my winter guide below. I have 3 days of itinerary there of all the things you can do inside without getting your toes frozen off. So definitely check that out. But coffee shops, cozy restaurants. There's one cinema in Williamsburg that I'm obsessed with called Nighthawk, which is amazing for date night because it essentially has these like vintage furnishings inside and a full menu, and it's really delicious food, and they have a handful of movies showing at the same time. It's usually not necessarily like the newest movie, but some of them are really nostalgic, and occasionally they are new features, so highly recommend. Really enjoyed doing that with Jackson last year, and I'm already trying to find a date to do it again very soon. So there's lots of things you can do inside, and all you have to do is walk between them or take the subway, which, you know, is a little bit warmer, and you're fine. But to be honest, my favorite season is fall. Like, hands down, I'm a fall baby, I'm a Libra, and I thrive on that warm color palette and the late summer, like, leaves turning colors, the park still being warm and so beautiful, and the coffee season kicking off. Like, so many reasons to love fall. So that is my personal favorite, but winter in New York City, definitely still things to do, and you just have to get over the temperatures. My routine in winter is basically very similar to every other day of the year, except for I go to sleep earlier, I think, because it's so dark. I just listen to my body in winter, and when I'm tired, I go to sleep. Like, it's not even bright outside. Like, no one's missing out on anything. We're all just gonna get in our beds and huddle and like watch a movie in bed, work out at home. So I have my Peloton that I use if I do feel like I want to get active. I don't really push my body as much during this time of year. I get tired more. I'm like, I'm slowing down. It's okay. It's all right. So while I still work out and have my normal morning routine. I have to get ready and get Luca's lunch ready and drop him off at daycare, and then work from home, and then pick him up from daycare, make dinner. We sit on the couch at home a lot more probably in the winter time because, again, I'm too cold to go outside. And we will go meet friends for dinner occasionally, but like for the most part, I'm hunkering down during weeknights. And on the weekends, I'll still go out and explore, but like I said, some more like indoor activities. And that is my winter routine. I do probably do a little bit more skincare because everything is so dry. Like my hands are dry, my face is dry, everything the heat is so tough on your skin that I just have to do a little bit more with my face and my lotions to keep my face not crying. So I think I shared in my last video a couple of things from Sansi that I'm trying out, but generally I think the banana under eye cream is a tried and tested favorite from Sephora. I forgot the brand, but I'll leave it linked down below. And I don't really do that much. There are a lot of questions about like favorite skincare brands that I recommend. If you guys have some, definitely tell me because I am not a huge skin guru. And usually if I find something I like, I stick to it, even if it's maybe not the best thing ever. If it works for my skin, like I'm happy. So if you have like a holy grail product, like definitely please drop it below. I'm currently looking for a new face wash too. So help a girl out. Next question. There were a lot of questions about my hair. I'm sorry, it's not even down right now because I couldn't be bothered today, but my hair is obviously brunette. And in the last fall, I cut it short and I went back to my natural color, but like a little bit extra. So I had it colored. And what I asked for at my hairdresser's was a chestnut glaze, and I showed her pictures of Hailey Bieber's hair because, like, let's be honest, she's a bit of a style queen when it comes to hair and nails. And so I asked for a chestnut gloss. She provided. I have no idea what she used. I'm really sorry, but if you trust your hairdresser, I'm sure they know what they're doing. And it's just like, I think it's sort of like washed out. It's not a permanent color. It does kind of lighten up over washes and washes and washes, and it's been like 5 months. I'm actually way overdue for another haircut and I haven't had the time, but like February, I'm feeling good about February getting that booked in. My hair is also like down to here now and it was here, so I'm definitely gonna get it cut shorter again. I love short hair. I love styling my short hair. I hate having it long, and then it takes a lot more work and I'm just not here for that. But I did get a question from somebody if I miss my long hair from my earlier YouTube videos. And there's days where like, sure, yeah, I do miss having that like long flowing mane and being able to like curl it all the way down, all that stuff. But to be honest, my hair like resists most styling. So I just find that when it's short, I can curl it a little bit more, it'll keep longer, and it's just easier for me. It's a little bit more playful. So sorry for the interruption. Food delivery. That is another one of my indulgences in the winter months. I order out a lot more, and lately I've been loving Thai food, Indian food, anything that is like a warm, saucy dish. Love it. Very comforting. One last question was, what is your favorite bakery and brunch spot? And guys, I have so many. I think we would be here for another 10 minutes if I listed them all, but I'll pick a few. And then if you subscribe to my newsletter, very, very soon, I will be setting out my 2024 favorites, which will probably maybe include them, but that should be like a longer list. But my favorite bakeries and cafes are La Cabra. They have a few locations and they just opened a new one in Bushwick that I haven't been to. Excellent cardamom buns, really good coffee. The other one is Rhythm Zero, one of my favorite coffee shops. They have one in Greenpoint and one in West Village, and it's so aesthetic and the people are so nice, and they switch out their vintage furniture every so often, so it like keeps it a little fresh. So that is another tried and tested favorite. Third thing bakery wise is I have a couple local favorites in Bed-Stuy, which is where I live in Brooklyn, and they are Welcome Home and Otway. Both of them serve amazing sesame sourdough bread. So that is like my jam when I'm at home making breakfast. Love a good sourdough, definitely. Sesame is my favorite bagel flavor too. I just love all things sesame. So that's what I go for, and those two are such good bakeries. They're really, really yummy, and the bread is so fresh. So I highly recommend those. And then for brunch spots, let's see. So Jackson and I have a shared love of Jacob's Pickles on the west side. It's on the upper west side near the Natural History Museum, so like halfway up the park. So if you make the trip out there, or you happen to be staying there, or you live there, it's so good. It's like Southern food on steroids, and they're known for their pickles, but what we always get is like family style. We'll share a bunch of dishes because they're huge, but the biscuit French toast is unmatched, out of this world. And then literally any savory breakfast that includes like fried chicken or biscuits or like gravy and eggs, like all so good. Grits, amazing. Still dreaming about it. And we do make the trip out there from Brooklyn. It takes like over an hour to get there, and we go every so often because it's so amazing. And then I love the West Village for cute brunch. Buvette is one of my favorites. It does have a line because they don't do reservations sometimes, so like be prepared to stand in line. Sadel's in Soho, I feel like, is a very like pretty brunch. It has a bagel tower, which kind of is a lot of fuss for bagels, but I feel like it's a really girly way to like enjoy a bagel with a bagel tower. And it's a little bit fancy. Not the dress or anything, but just like it feels a little bit fancy. It's a bit of a production, but it's kind of fun. So I took my mom there last year, and we had a great time. And let's see. We'll try to share a more comprehensive list at some point because I know I'm missing things, and I want to make sure I give you guys like a more representative list of brunch places in New York. If you have a favorite, like definitely drop it below. Even if it's not in New York City, I always keep like city lists for places that I should go to next time we happen to be traveling there. So if you have a local favorite brunch spot or bakery, drop it below. I love my favorite thing. Nobody asked me this, but my favorite thing about this YouTube channel is that you guys have conversations in the comments sometimes and exchange tips about travel or places to go or other kinds of city-based questions, and my heart just melts. I love that. You don't even need me. It's this like community that we're creating. So I hope that you feel that too, and I want to see more of that. Don't be shy. Ask in the comments if anybody has recs for anything, and I'll jump in if you need me or not. I will just be learning from you. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off this very chatty portion of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe for videos every single week as much as I can. And thank you again to VIVAIA for sponsoring today's video. If you are ever around Soho, you should definitely check out their store, and I will leave all of the details down below in the description box. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again next time. Bye!